Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is my individual assignment for ACT 3213 Course Accounting Semester 2 Session 2021/2022. My name is Nur Syamiza binti Ramli. My metric number is SC3314 and my lecturer is Dr. Wan Zuriati binti Wan Zakaria. So in this individual assignment have two tasks, task 1 and task 2. So we move to the task 1 that have requirement 1 that I need to classify each of this item whether it is a product cost or period cost. So the first is product cost under manufacturing overhead. Second, company advertising is the period cost. Wages paid to the SMB workers is the product cost under direct labor. Next, depreciation for salesperson weekdays is the period cost. Screw is the product cost under manufacturing overhead. Next, utility for factory is the product cost under manufacturing overhead. Assembly supervisor's salary is the product cost under manufacturing overhead. Sandpapers are the product cost under manufacturing overhead. President's salary is the period cost. Plastic tubing is the product cost under direct material. Next, paint is the product cost under manufacturing overhead. Sale commission is the period cost. Factory insurance is the product cost under manufacturing overhead. Depreciation on cutting machine is the product cost under manufacturing overhead. And the last one is the wages paid to the painters is the product cost under direct labor. The requirement 2, I need to classify all each item whether in the fixed cost or variable cost. So the first one is fixed cost. Company advertising is the fixed cost. Wages paid to the SMB workers is the variable cost. Depreciation for salesperson weekdays is the fixed cost. Screw is the variable. Utilities for factory is the variable. SMB supervisor salary is the fixed cost. Sandpaper is the variable. President's salary is the fixed cost. Plastic tubing is the variable cost. Paint is the variable cost. Sale commission is the variable. Factory insurance is the fixed cost. Depreciation on cutting machine is the fixed cost. And the last one is wages paid to the painters is the variable cost. Next, the requirement 3 is total up of this item. First, direct material, we have one only, plastic tubing, 4,200. Next, direct labor, total up for wages paid to the SME workers plus wages paid to the painters. Next, manufacturing overhead, factory rent plus screw plus utility for factory plus assembly supervisor salary plus sandpapers plus paint plus factory insurance. And the last one is depreciation on cutting machine. So next is prime cost, the total up for direct labor and direct material. So the next is conversion cost. Total of conversion cost is manufacturing overhead plus direct labor. And the next is total product cost. Next, the total period cost. And the total of variable cost. Next, the last one is the total of fixed cost. Okay, it's done for task 1. And the task 2, we have schedule of cost good manufactured. Is have direct material. First raw material inventory January 1 is about 40,000. Add to the purchase of raw material, and we can get raw material available for use. Total 2 item, and less which raw material inventory in December 31. So we can get raw material use is 195,000. So direct labor is 200,000. So we move to the manufacturing overhead. We have indirect labor. Next, we have utilities plan. Next, depreciation plan and equipment. And other manufacturing overhead. For the total manufacturing overhead, we plus the direct labor, which are utility plan and depreciation plan and equipment and other manufacturing overhead. So we get 195,000. So the total manufacturing cost is raw material use plus direct labor and plus total manufacturing overhead. So we get 590,000. So we add which work in process inventory in January 1. So the total is 130,000, and we less which were in process inventory in December 31. So the cost of good manufactured, we get about 600,000. So we move to income statement, that we have sale about 950,000, and cost of good sold, we have finished good inventory in January 1, about 20,000, add to the cost of good manufactured, that we get at here 600,000. So we will get the cost of good available for sale is about 620,000, less with finished good inventory in December 31, is about 50,000. So we will get the cost of good sold is about 570,000. So the gross margin is will deduct which sale and cost of goods sold. So we get 380,000. And the next is we go to the operating expense. We have one only, is the selling and administrative expenses, is about 150,000. And the last one is we will get the income from operations. So we get a gross margin, deduct which operating expenses. So we get 230,000. So I already finished the task 2. Thank you.